you for joining me here tonight. My name's Karolyn Jepson. I've had Metalstream radio for probably over 4 years now. Been a very long time, and I met you through Jess Bebelt, who's a good friend of mine. He's been there since the beginning, and I just wanted to thank you again, and I have a few questions. Obviously, he had to prep me a little bit, but I've done some research. And this is a short interview. I don't go very long all the time. Sometimes it depends on the person I'm interviewing. If, they have a lot that they want brought up.
Okay.
And this is really just going to be short. I've heard your music before, and I really like it. And thanks for letting me play your stuff on my radio station. And the first question is, what's your favorite guitar that you record with?
Well, that's really, really hard to answer because I have so many. I have so many guitars, and they all do different things. They all sound different. They all play different. It just depends on what kind of sound I'm trying to get or what kind of vibe or feeling. Because some of them sound really good playing heavy stuff. Some of them sound really good playing bluesier stuff. Some of them sound good playing the more like ballads or lighter kind of songs. So they're all really different. But I think the ones that I stick to the most, I have a Les Paul that I really love, and I can play it on pretty much anything.
Yeah, how long have you been a musician? When did you start, and who are your influences?
I started playing when I was about 13, way back in like 1979, and I just at the time, I don't know. I think I got into it because my older brother was playing music. It wasn't really a band or anything that got me into it. But later on, I started getting into bands like Kiss. I loved like Southern rock bands like Leonard Skinner. I loved Black Sabbath and everything that was the Rolling Stones. I like it all pretty much. Deep Purple is my favorite band of all time.
Says you write and record and produce all of your own music. Tell us a little bit why that is.
Well, it started, I've been in a lot of bands over the years and done a lot of things, but after a while, I had gotten out of music for a little while. I needed a break from it. And when I wanted to get back into it, I couldn't find anybody that was thinking the same way I was. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to do my own original music. I didn't have to write everything. The band I was in, my band back in the 80s, I wrote all the music, but I didn't write all the lyrics and stuff. So I really wouldn't have minded being in another band where I had some help, but I couldn't find people that thought the same way I did that wanted to do that. People nowadays, they're a little attached to, playing cover songs and being in cover bands and all that. And I always wanted to write my own music and play my own music. And the reason I do what I do now is because I just couldn't find anybody else that wanted to, I couldn't find a singer that was in the same vein of what I wanted to do. And I couldn't, everybody's just, most of the people I know, they're just satisfied with just, playing on the weekends and being in a cover band. And that was never my thing.
Are you doing any live shows soon?
I don't do live shows at all because of health reasons. So, I'm happy to be doing what I do right now because, we could be worse. So, but yeah, I do miss that. I miss being able to, play with, friends or get together with, because if I could, I'd put a band together on a heartbeat, but it's just not feasible for me to do it consistently. You know what I mean? I can't most people don't want to play once a month, or once every couple of months, and that's about all I could probably stand,
I noticed that you just put an album out, didn't you?
I'm about to put one out. I put one out last January, in 2024, and I'm working on one now that I started in April, and it's taken me, it should have been done by now, but it's taken me this long to do it because of the health stuff. But I'd say it's about 75, 80% done. So hopefully in a couple more weeks, I'll be able to finish mixing and stuff like that, and then have it sent off to be printed up and pressed and all that stuff.
Is there anything you can tell us now about that?
About that album?
The one coming out, yeah.
Yeah, it's, I specifically wanted to do something, I try to do different stuff all the time on each project. This one I wanted to do stuff that was more basic, and I didn't want to put a whole lot of thought and effort into it. I wanted it to just come out, just play and let whatever happens happen. And I specifically put limitations on myself. Like I decided I was only going to do 10 songs, no more. And I was going to do, sparse arrangements instead of having for instance, 6 or 7 different instruments going on, just like 5 or 6, 4 maybe. I wanted it to be a little bit more basic and to the point.
Where are you based now? For some reason I thought it was Ohio, but I guess I'm wrong.
No, Jesse lives in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
I live in Florida.
Oh, is that where you're from?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I don't know why I kept thinking Ohio. I apologize.
No, that's because that's where Jesse's from. Yeah, he's been pretty amazing. I mean, he's got all my CDs. I've sent them all to him. So he listens to them, and he's been very, supportive and appreciative of those. So, he's been a great friend and fan and supporter. I love Jesse.
Yeah, he's been a really good friend of mine for years, and I've heard him play before. He's good. He's pretty good.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Go ahead.
Who's your favorite guitarist? Who do you listen to as
like influence, inspiration?
Yeah, inspiration.
Again, that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough because I like just about everybody. I think everybody has something they bring to the table. But my main guitar players have always been, and not in any particular order, I love Randy Rose. I love Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple. I love Michael Schenker. I love Joe Perry from Aerosmith. It's pretty much all over the place.
Yeah, well,
Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde's another one.
Yeah. And you know that we recently had just lost another great musician, Ozzy Osbourne, and everyone's kind of not processing that he's gone yet.
I think what happened with the Ozzy thing was most people, well, just about everybody that are in our age group or whatever, grew up knowing him, hearing his music. It just seems surreal for him to not be around anymore,
Yeah.
But the music's always going to be there, so, we always have that to listen to and enjoy and appreciate and remember.
Well, those are the only questions I have for you so far. Thanks for joining me.
I enjoyed it. We should do a longer version.
Yeah, we should do a longer version.